So how do you know if the business that you're going to put out there is marketable or that people are going to buy it when you launch it? You don't want to waste time, but sometimes we don't always know if things are going to work out. By the end of this video, I'm going to be giving you my secret strategy for knowing if a business is profitable, if it's worth your time doing, as well as a few really fun exercises that you can walk through that will help you do this. Now, for those of you that I haven't met yet, my name is Jeremiah Krakowski, and for the last 21 years, I've built multiple businesses in the online info publishing, online coaching, digital course space. Back then, they weren't called courses. They were DVDs and CD products that we sold, and then we did seminars in person or teleseminars. What you see here today, we did the same stuff 21 years ago. We're making tens of millions of dollars, but now it's all come on digital, and it's way better digital, to be honest with you. And so what I do now is I help people that are getting started make their first $5, $10, $15, $25,000 per month. And I'm really believe in consistency. I believe in you creating consistent revenue. The best way that I know how to do that is with a group mentoring coaching program that combines courses with some kind of coaching in a membership subscription-based model. And when you can kind of bring all of those pieces together, man, it's a recipe for success. You can have a down month where you have no sales, and yet you can still make $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month. That's the life that I live. That's the life that my clients have lived for years, and that's what I love setting people up doing. And here's the truth. Just selling a digital course by itself these days, gosh, I've seen the statistics. Course sales are down by themselves, okay? So people are wanting more. They're wanting community. They're wanting connection. They're wanting deeper. They want more specific as well. And so how do you know, so that you don't waste your time, what is specific, what are people actually wanting, and how to connect with that? Well, I'm going to give you those strategies here today and how to actually create offers that attract people to you so that you don't have to wonder, is this going to work? There's a way to produce predictable profits in your business. How many of y'all like consistency and predictability and what you can rely on and what you can count on? First off, some of y'all might be wondering, what's this funky thing on my nose here? We have a little bit of a nasal thing going around here, and so it's harder for me to breathe and to get air up to my brain. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna put this on, fixed everything, and so I'm gonna, I know it looks a little bit silly, I'm gonna leave it on. It helps a lot. It's something that I use. All right, so let's go dive right into it. How do you know that things are marketable for you, that they're actually going to work? Well, I'm gonna tell you something that maybe you don't want to hear. And you probably already know what I'm going to say when I say that, is in reality, in business, and this is something that you have to realize, there's no guarantees. There's no certainty. Even when you have the track record that I do of success, things change. The market changes. Where things go, what things are doing, and all of that changes and it shifts, and it's not going to remain the same forever. And now we have a world that is different than we've ever experienced, to where algorithms, artificial intelligence, all of those things come together. And while they're amazing, what's happening is that people's resistance to marketing, I call this marketing resistance, kind of like drug resistance is what it is. Like if you take too much of a drug and you're getting an illness, the body becomes resistant to that. Marketing becomes the same way. People start to recognize, oh, that's just marketing. Oh, this is just them trying to sell me something. And so you might be saying, well, Jeremiah, I don't want to just sell people stuff. I don't want to just market stuff to people. And totally, I get it. You want to have an impact. You want to create something that you can leave a legacy with. You can create the kind of income that you want to have. Can I tell you this, though? You're not going to have that unless you market something, unless you have something that you can put out there into the marketplace to sell to people that they are going to buy from you. And so when we talk about you generating an income, let's say you just want to bring in an extra $5,000 this month. Well, you have to find a way to get $5,000 from people who have it. Okay? And so they're going to give you that $5,000. Now, in exchange for this, what you should be giving them, at least in some capacity or another, is at least $25,000 to $50,000 in value, in perceived value. Okay? And now this, you might be like, well, wait a sec. I don't know if I have anything that's $25,000 to $50,000 in perceived value. Okay, let's break this down very, very simply for you, okay? And I'm going to show you how simple this is once you understand this concept. Let's say that you sell a product for $100, okay? And you get 50 people to buy that product, okay? 50 people to buy it. That's $5,000 right there. And so the way that you offer $25,000 of value is you divide that by the 50 people. So really what it is they're spending $100 with you, but you're giving them about $500 of value right there. And this is where I truly believe that your belief in yourself, your self-worth, how you see yourself, how you perceive yourself, and getting rid of the comparison of feeling like, oh, I'm not as good as those other people out there, or I'm not as good as that, or I can't do things as good as they are. Can I tell you this? The brain is a beautiful, wonderful creation that has become very, very good at one thing: keeping you alive, survival, so that you don't die, for lack of a better word, right? And so the human mind, because we're all humans that are watching this, unless an AI is reading my text, well, then you're not a human. But I'm kidding. Actually, I'm not kidding. Every AI is actually reading all of the different videos on YouTube right now. And that's one of the reasons why I'm creating a lot of these different video pieces of content, is because I know that. That's a whole other topic for another time, okay? Your brain is very, very good at keeping you alive and survival. And it focuses on survival instinct-based information, okay? What is survival instinct-based information? That means that it's always going to gravitate towards what's not working, what you don't have right now, what you are unable to do right now, what you are trying to avoid happening. I don't want to launch something that's not marketable. I don't want to waste time selling something that's going to be a waste of my time. I don't want to invest money that don't get a guaranteed return on. Okay? And again, I understand this. Can I tell you this? Is that there is no guarantees when it comes to business. There is no guarantees when it comes to putting yourself out there. And some of you may not want to hear that, and you're looking for somebody on YouTube to tell you that there's a guarantee. You want to know what sets me apart and why my clients get so many results? We've helped thousands of people create businesses in the info publishing space, online courses, digital products, coaching, mentoring, seminars, webinars. Because I tell people the truth that nobody else is going to tell them. And that doesn't actually make me very popular. In fact, it actually makes it to where there are people that I probably could sell stuff to them if I was dishonest. Okay? But I can't do that. I couldn't sleep at night if I wasn't actually telling you the truth. And so I have to tell you that while it is not easy, it is simple to be able to do this. And I want you to start to believe that for yourself. It may not be easy. There will be hard things. You will have to do stuff that challenges you every single day. And can I encourage you in this? You got to start doing the hard stuff more often. You got to start doing the stuff that inside of you feels impossible. Now, you might not do it overnight, and it might take you some time, and you may need to have a mentor help you. You may need to join a community of people like what we have going on over and in my Client Growth Accelerator program. You can find it over at my website at jeremiahkrakowski.com under coaching, group coaching program. It's not, enrollment is not open right now, but there is a waiting list. And what we do is it is an immersive community where we work with you, where we come alongside you to help you build your business, where we join with you, where we go to battle with you to create the kind of results that you're looking for. Where would you be if you had a community of people that you could walk alongside, that you could say, hey, I'm struggling with this here today. I don't know what to do in this aspect of my business. That's exactly what we put together here in the Client Growth Accelerator program, and we work with you through every single day. You get immediate feedback from us and our community. You get access to our courses and our training. I'm not here to pitch you on this, but I would encourage you that if you're enjoying our content, if you're here, go beyond that and start to work with us to put everything together for you and with you, okay? Because it's one thing to think about taking action in a business. It's another thing to put your money where your mouth is and actually start to take action. And one of the best ways to actually virtually guarantee that things are going to start working with you is getting mentorship and joining a community with people that are actually doing it with a proven system, with a track record that is working right now, today, to give you the cutting edge, updated information. And that's the thing, is that what works today is different than what worked a year ago, 6 months ago even. And this irritates people. It does. I get it. Because you want consistency. Because you want predictable profits. Because you don't want to be striving and struggling and wishing that things would pay you the kind of money that you want to make. You want to know that you're going to be able to pay your bills. This is why the launch model is broken. Because the launch model has you launching something and you have a process that you go out there and do, and then it ends up and it stops working and you got to reinvent the wheel constantly. Whereas the consistency that we bring in when you do a subscription with a membership and you build a community, the way that we teach our clients and mentor people on, that creates something where you might be able to have a month where, hey, we're not bringing in new sales, but we have the revenue from what we have put in and the work that we have done over time to be able to sustain us. Okay? And that becomes a real business, not just a fly-by-night sales job. If you want a fly-by-night sales job, you might as well go work for somebody else selling solar or roofing or cars, if that's what you want to do, okay? And I don't have anything to knock people that are doing those types of things. I actually think that sometimes some of you need to grow in your ability to sell, to not be afraid of other people. And you might do that through a direct sales company or door-to-door sales or traditional sales as far as that goes, if you need to grow into doing that. The way that I actually learned sales was by working for other people that were selling. I learned marketing, and then the school of hard knocks of going out there and selling and getting rejected and rejected and rejected again and again and again and again. Some of y'all might be like, Jeremiah, I don't want to get rejected. I don't want it to not work out. I want consistency. I want a guarantee. I want something to work. I told you this in the beginning. There is no guarantees. It doesn't exist. Anybody who's selling you that there is a guarantee other than maybe a money back guarantee on what they're offering you, it's not real. It's not rooted in reality, okay? And so what we have to do to be able to actually build a business, and listen, I understand I'm probably going to lose a bunch of people watching this video because I just said that. Because that's what they came to this video to see, is how to have a guaranteed way that things work. How to know for certain that it's going to work. Can I get you as close as possible to that? That's what people hire me for. And that's what by the end of this video I want to walk with you through, and I want to show you how to get as close as possible to knowing that it's going to work out, to knowing that it's going to come together, to knowing that things are going to go from where you're at right now to where you want to be. I have certainty every single morning that when I might not have the results that are coming in that I want, and it happens to me. I'll launch a campaign that I know or think or truly believe is going to work out. And then, boom, it falls flat. Doesn't sell the way that I thought it would. Doesn't produce the results that I expected. And you want to know what I got to do? Wipe my hands off, shake my shoes out, and go after it again. And get right back up again. And not say, oh man, I thought it was going to work out. I needed it to work out. This was my last shot. We tell ourselves these things because our brain is focused on survival. And what ends up happening is that what we focus on, and this is not necessarily, there's this whole like law of attraction thing that's out there, and I do believe in some of that, but can I tell you this? There's actually a neuroscience thing called the reticular activating system in the brain. And it's called the RAS, reticular activating system. And what it is that whatever you focus on, the brain goes to work to find more of. And so if you're looking at, okay, what is not working right now? What is not coming together for me the way that I need it to, the way that I expect it to, the way that must happen for me? Why is what I'm doing not marketable? Why is nobody buying from me? I lost money running Facebook ads. I don't know if this is going to work. Your brain will literally come up for validating reasons why that's going to continue to happen. Because that's all that it's focused on. It's focused on survival, avoiding the thing. Instead, you need to learn how to intentionally shift your focus towards the thing that you are building, the thing that you are creating, and have a vision that is bigger than just what you are experiencing or the past experiences that didn't work out for you. And you might say, well, Jeremiah, I don't have certainty on this. I need certainty, and then I will have that. That's why I'm here. You told me you were going to give me certainty. This is what we help people with every single week in my coaching program, is to be able to point out what's working, what's not, what is consistent. Now, how can you save yourself time and effort and energy of struggling when you do this? When you learn how to communicate well. And don't get offended by this. I've had a lot of people, they're like, excuse me, Mr. Krakowski, who the H-E double hockey sticks do you think you are telling me I don't know how to communicate well? Listen, I would bet you might be a master communicator, okay? Most of the coaches, mentors, trainers, and speakers that I work with are. They're really, really good at their message. They're really, really good at connecting with people. They've been trained how to do this. But what I'm talking about is communicating your value to people, okay? Out there in the marketplace. And what I look for is that when we are trying to market a business, we're trying to see, is it marketable? We have two stages with people right here. Cold and warm, okay? And so what I want to do is I communicate differently with people that I call a warm audience versus a cold audience. Some of you right now, there's a mix of that watching this video right here. You might have seen a suggestion or a recommendation on YouTube to watch one of my videos, and this is your first time you're seeing a video with me. Welcome. Subscribe. Continue watching the videos. We're going to be putting out more video content. Let me know as well in the comments what you would like me to make videos on. That's called cold market, okay? If I run a Facebook ad or an Instagram ad, or if I put a Instagram reel out there or a TikTok video and somebody sees it because the algorithm showed it to them, that's called a cold market. Can I tell you this? the chances of you getting a sale from a cold market are very, very slim. And so what your job is this, and this is where most people I think get it wrong, is you're not just trying to sell to people that are cold. You're trying to warm them up. You're converting them from cold to warm, and then they become a hot prospect. Cold, warm, hot. Hot leads to money. They are at what's called a buying temperature that is all the way up to the top, okay? So your goal is whenever you meet somebody that you don't know right now, you've never talked to them, strangers on the internet, they are cold, okay? And your job is to move them to warm and then hot and then be able to make money. This is a skill set right here based on your communication ability when it comes to sales and marketing. And that's exactly what we mentor people on, and that I want to give you just a little bit of a crash course on how that works here today, okay? So whether you are putting out content on Instagram Reels, whether you are doing let's say organic Instagram Reels, we got TikTok videos, whether you have Facebook ads, okay, whether you have YouTube videos, these are all different from each other, right? They're not the same. But can I tell you this? And what I put in a Facebook ad might be different than what I put in an Instagram reel or a TikTok video or a YouTube video, right? This is a long form YouTube training right here. Whereas TikTok might be 60 seconds long, or a YouTube short, or an Instagram reel might be under 2 minutes long. A Facebook ad, I'm always looking to keep that, the main punch of it, under 30 seconds. And no more than about 60 to 90 seconds for the whole Facebook ad, or Instagram ad, or TikTok ad. But here's the thing, and this is where most people miss it. This is literally, they make this mistake, is that these by themselves don't do anything for you at all. And most people focus a lot of their energy on this content creation hamster wheel, putting out content. I ran the Facebook ad. I did the Instagram reel. No, what you need to move people to is from here. These serve to attract and draw the attention of people. But you want to move them towards what we call a warming exercise. Exercise. Sometimes I forget how to spell when I'm teaching. That part of the brain shuts down. Okay. It's all right. A warming exercise. And by the way, this could literally be somebody who's followed you for a year or two, but you're not going to necessarily get them to buy from you off of a YouTube video. You're not generally, and I tell people this all the time, and they don't like to hear it. And it's just, if you follow me for a while, you're going to hear a lot of stuff you don't want to hear, but it's the truth. How many of y'all can get an amen on that one, right? I learned that one from my mama. Sending people from a Facebook ad, from an Instagram reel, from a TikTok video or a YouTube video to buy something from you, 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, isn't going to work. It's going to fall flat, and it's going to be a waste of your time and their time, and you're going to be struggling to get sales. And this is where a lot of people are like, I tried this before, I tried to sell before, and it just didn't work out for me. Okay? You have to move people to a warming exercise. Now, here's the cool part about this. These right here, for those of y'all that were looking for the answer of how do I know if it's marketable, how do I know if it's profitable, these are actually baked right into that process, as well as the warming exercise. These are actually how you determine if what you're selling is going to be marketable, based on the response and the reaction that you get from people. We call this direct response marketing, okay? So you can look at the data. How many people watched a Facebook ad, clicked through, and then took some kind of an action. And what is that action that they might be taking? They either become a lead on your email list, maybe they upgrade to a low ticket product, $7, $17 of some kind. And you might be saying, well, Jeremiah, I can't pay the bills on a $17 or a low ticket or a free product. Whatever you focus on, you're going to get more of. If that's what you're complaining about, if that's what your excuse is. And listen, you can get as angry at me as you want at that statement. It's the truth. You have to focus on the fact that there is a process to this. And we live in a world today, it's different than it was 2 years ago. It's different than it was 4 years ago. How many of y'all wish things were how they were before COVID happened? Can I tell you this? Things are not going back to the way they were. In fact, they are evolving even faster and faster. And I was telling people this 4 years ago. I was telling them this 3 years ago. I was telling them this 2 years ago. And they ignored me. And some of y'all might be watching me right now. You ignored what I was saying, and now you're watching this, and you're like, gosh, he was spitting the truth then, he's spitting the truth now. Or maybe you're questioning. You're like, maybe things are going to get better if a different president happens, or maybe I move somewhere, or things like that happen. Can I tell you that there's a thing that's called homeostasis, where our mind and our body returns back to its comfort zone if we are not intentional to continue forward momentum because of the survival instincts that are built inside of our bodies, our brains, to keep us alive. And so maybe you might start a program. Maybe you might join a coaching program. Maybe you might start watching some videos on YouTube and you start getting excited and you start gaining some clarity and some understanding as to what to happen. And maybe you got some clarity on what niche to take or what offer to do. Can I show you something real cool right now? If you're struggling to know what are some niches to create a program with, this is where I love to use AI to help us brainstorm this. Just really, really quickly, we can type in here, what are 100 niches for a membership-based group coaching program that I could market with Instagram, Reels, TikTok videos, YouTube, or Facebook, and use the sales techniques of Sandy Krakowski. That's my mom. Some of y'all might not know who Sandy Krakowski is. My mom mentored people for years, and I've continued a lot of what her legacy is as well in this. Hello? Some of y'all do know who she is as well. Dan Kennedy, he actually mentored my mom. He actually wrote one of my favorite books right here, The Ultimate Sales Letter by Dan Kennedy. I would highly, highly recommend this book right here. If you're somebody wondering how to do this, Dan Kennedy and Bill Glazer was a mentor to my mom, as well as, and who owns a lot of Dan Kennedy's stuff, Russell Brunson. And by the way, I actually combine a lot of this now as a method that I use for writing sales copy, is I use Sandy Krakowski, Dan Kennedy, and Russell Brunson as like a sort of trinity together of sales, because their three methods combined together, the algorithm and the AI starts to go to work to know exactly what we're talking about. Okay, so there we go. If we type that prompt in right here, this is going to give us an answer right here. Creating a membership-based program. You could do digital marketing, small business, high-intensity interval training, yoga and meditation, parenting, gluten-free living, sustainable gardening, DIY renovation, crypto investment, public speaking, graphic design training, software development, cybersecurity fundamentals, AI learning, virtual reality, blogging for profit, podcasting. Look at all of these different ideas. Luxury travel planning, budget hacks, solo female travel, mindset and motivation, grief counseling and support, film and media, magic and illusion techniques, artisan bread making, cheese making at home, feng shui and space clearing, pet training. The list goes on and on and on. And by the way, almost all of these that we see here, we have people that we have helped over the years create memberships and stuff like that to create products and to sell and to convert to paying members as far as this goes. So what you want to do is you want to maybe find one or two of these, okay? Let's say parenting young children. This is a really good one right here. Generate me 50 sub-niches or categories that fit into the same framework as the above 4, and then we're going to paste that idea right here. And this is one of my number one ways of finding marketable ideas for coaching or memberships or programs that you could create. Literally just 2 prompts with AI. What are 100 niches to be able to do this? And then you can pick 1 or 2 that resonate with you, and you can tell it to find what's called sub-niches. It takes one of the categories and then it dives deeper to find another category, okay? Early child language development, sleep training for toddlers, positive parenting. These are all ideas that you could use. Let's say parenting after divorce. Let's dive even deeper into this. Dive even deeper into parenting after divorce and find 50 sub-niches for this based on the framework above. Okay? Co-parenting, dealing with legal custody issues, emotional support, maintaining financial stability. So these could all become offers or ideas that then could be marketable to you. You could literally take one of these ideas, if that's your niche, and again, you might be saying, well, that's not my niche. This doesn't matter to me. This is irrelevant to me. Go through the exercise. Go ask ChatGPT these same questions and see what it comes up for you. That can become your initial Instagram reel, TikTok video, a YouTube video. You could make a YouTube video on educating children through the nature of relationships, the role of therapy for post-divorce parenting, all of these different things as far as this goes. Facebook ads. And then what you do is you take people from one of those topics. The AI as a brainstorming assistant, because it'll trigger ideas for you of what your strengths are, what you're good at. And can I tell you this, is that if you start focusing on what am I really good at? What do people come to me for all the time that they say that I'm really good at doing? And you can even start entering some of that stuff into the AI. We walk you through a lot of that in my events and live trainings and coaching that we do with people. As soon as you can kind of bring all of that together, you start to come up with an idea for an offer that you can create to warm people up to what you're doing. Now, is it guaranteed that this is going to make you 6 figures off the bat? No, but can I tell you this? Any of those ideas you can make $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month with consistently. You just have to learn the skills to take people from social media, and YouTube is social media as well, advertising or organic content, and start to warm them up to the possibility of working with you. And so how do you warm people up to the possibility of working with you? Well, you learn how to sell and how to communicate with people. And it's not necessarily just telling them what they're going to get. It's tapping into their emotional buying triggers to increase the buying temperature that they have, to hotten it up so that they get more excited. You are stimulating their mind, their thoughts, their feelings, and their emotions consistently. And that's what you need to learn how to do, is you create an environment that is highly stimulating specifically to the type of buyer that you are looking for, okay? And so when you can learn how to do this, you end up attracting people that you met over here to wanting to work with you deeper, okay? And this is an exercise a lot of us may not know how to do, or maybe we have done this before. I liken a lot of this to dating or finding a spouse or finding somebody that you might spend the rest of your life with. And I know a lot of people, by the way, they're really good at doing this in business, but maybe they struggle with it in their relationships. That's okay, because you're a lot pickier in your relationships. I'm a lot more picky about who I want to be my spouse than I am, which I have an amazing wife, incredible mother to my children. We got a second one on the way, you know? But when I met her, I had to be attractive. I had to show up as the person that she was looking for. And my goodness, I did. Okay? And that's exactly what you need to learn how to do. Is you need to learn how to show up as the person that your prospects are looking for. Show up as the answer to all of their prayers so that they can see clearly that what they have been hoping for and praying for and wishing would show up in their life is now showing up, and you are that person. Okay? So that's where this initial stuff comes in. That's where the warming exercise draws them in. This is like the first date right here, by the way, though. That's it. And far too many people, I don't mean to sound gross here or anything, but they're trying to sleep with their client, getting them to make, by the way, that's exactly what it is. That's the same energy that comes across. They're trying to sleep with their client on the first date. Just because they put a Facebook ad out there. Just because they put a YouTube video out there. Just because they did a webinar. Just because they launched an ebook. And then they get disappointed that people are not buying from them. It's because there's so many other people that are out there that are doing this better, that are really good at this. And again, you can focus on, oh, I'm not good at it. I'm not this, I'm not that. I don't have this, I don't have that. I tried this, I tried that. And that's all you're going to continue to get because that's where you have your focus. And so you need to learn, number one, control your thoughts. Control your feelings. Control your emotions. Start looking at the bright side of things. When you notice that you got a negative thought coming in on what you don't have access to, what's not working, what's not going to come together for you, what you tried before that didn't work, I want you to gently pinch yourself a little bit if you can, or just, and for me it's now just a mental trigger. Oh, I'm going in that direction again. Put a stop sign up mentally. Stop sign. And take a detour in your mind towards the vision of where you're going in your life. Anytime that negativity starts to come up, anytime somebody says something to you, anytime you got a friend that's trying to give you a little bit of encouragement and then they end up making you doubt yourself. Happens a lot. Sometimes we got to change the voices we're listening to. Sometimes we got to change who we're scrolling and listening to on social media and start listening to more positive voices that start to speak life into us of what the possibilities are and the fact that you are qualified right now to do the incredible things that you want to go do. You might not have all the skills. You might not know all the things to do, but you are qualified right now to go after it. Because can I tell you this? You have evidence in your life of being able to find the answers that you don't know what they are if you continue looking. And that's what I would encourage you to do, is continue watching the videos that I put out here. Continue engaging with my social media content. Continue joining the live events that we're doing. You might see some of the ads that we're running that are going to come up on some of your social media. That's how we reach people. And then join the waiting list for my Client Growth Accelerator. When we open the doors to that, I would love to work with you, to mentor you, to come alongside you in our community on how to do this, and then how to take people from just warming them up, right? Because warming people up is one part of the process. Then, how do you identify exactly who you want to warm up? Because there's an art to that. There's an art to identifying by looking at the data, and we use a data-driven approach by looking at what actions are people taking, where are they showing up. We're not guessing anything here. This is 100% based on predictable, repeatable data, but you might not have the data initially. That's where the AI can help fill in some of the gaps, saves us a ton of time, tons of effort, and struggle. And I'll tell you this, all of your competitors are using AI to do this as well. And so you need to learn to start to use AI to your advantage, not to replace your voice. I don't believe that you should be using AI to create your marketing anymore, or not even most of your content anymore. But use it to brainstorm ideas that then trigger your own mind to become creative. And when we can get out of fight or flight, when we can get out of the struggle, constantly trying to, borrow from Peter to pay Paul, and I'm not able to pay my bills, and we can get out of the scarcity mindset, and we can start to focus on, okay, even though I might not be able to pay my rent this month, I can focus on where I'm going because I know and I'm trusting the process, and I'm trusting that I am on a path that's going to take me from step 1 to step 2 to step 3 to step 4. And that's exactly what I love to do with people. Is we have a system now that we've developed inside of my coaching program to take you from step 1 to step 2 to step 3 to step 4, to where you don't have to wonder what are the things that I need to do next. Okay? And so in that, again, jump on the waiting list, continue engaging with my videos, and let me know below what aspect of what I just talked about today would you like me to focus on next. I know one of the videos we're going to be creating is about sales and stuff like that. What would you like to know about sales? What would you like to know about this process right here? What would you like to know about what comes after this process right here? That's a whole other training. Okay? That's a whole other topic about once you get people from here to here and you warm them up, then how do you close the sale? And I'd love to work with you through that, and I'd love to walk with you through that here on my channel. All right? So let me know below what other topics you'd love us to talk about, what kind of content you'd love us to create. And thanks for watching. Thanks for staying tuned into what we're sharing and what we're teaching people on the internet here today. My name's Jeremiah Krakowski, and again, I'd love to see you in our coaching program, in the Group Accelerator, the Coaching Accelerator program, my Client Growth Accelerator program. We'll talk soon, everybody. Have a good one.